How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's actually not in the negatives today. The past 2 days of work were brutal. I was delivering in like negative temperatures, or I think it was single digits yesterday. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to start this video by talking a little bit. Because yes, as you can see, I have braces again. And I just thought I would take a few minutes to explain why and explain like the whole situation, I guess. So basically, and first of all, I apologize if I sound a little bit different, and I think it kind of affects my speech a little bit. And I'm not like totally used to it yet. But yeah, so basically in about a year or so, I'm going to be having surgery on my jaw to fix my underbite. I'm sure you guys have probably noticed it before. I don't know if it's like super noticeable, but yeah, for my whole life, I've had a pretty severe underbite. There's like a gap in my teeth here. I'll put up some pictures on the screen. I took some before pictures so that I can have the before and after pictures. And well, I decided that I want to get that fixed, and I'm at the age where I can do it now. And so I talked to a surgeon a couple months ago, and he said that he can do the surgery, but it's a very long preparation process, and it will require about 12 months of braces beforehand just to align my teeth properly. Then after the surgery, I'll probably have braces for an additional 6 months just to finalize everything, I guess. And so, yeah, I'm not super happy about it. I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I kind of don't want to make videos anymore because I just don't like the way I look. But I know that you guys don't really care, I'm sure. I know you guys are just here to watch my journey as a trader, and I know you're probably not going to judge me on how I look. So yeah, so I'm going to continue to do YouTube throughout this process. And then, yeah, when this whole process is all said and done, I think I'll just be very happy with the end result. This will be an insecurity that I will be able to overcome. And I think it'll just be good for my health in other ways, because it makes it kind of hard to eat things the way my jaw is right now. And I think that's also the reason why I'm kind of a mouth breather. So yeah, I think it will be a great thing for me to get this whole procedure done. But anyway, I just hit the gym and I got some groceries. So now I'm going to head home and eat, and then we'll probably spend some time on the charts this evening. Already know what time it is. The best post-workout meal. This time it's ground beef, not ground chicken. Get some yogurt going too. Alright, apparently Rivian beat earnings because their earnings report just came out today. Rivian Q4 beats with revenue 1.73 billion versus 1.4 billion. It hasn't done a whole lot yet. I got a spike up, spike down. It's up a little bit, but we'll see where this is at tomorrow. I was hoping for a bigger move, but I still really hope that Rivian has a decent year. I think in one of my previous videos I mentioned that I bought some shares of Hims. And I don't even want to tell you where I sold them, but I'm going to anyway. I was in at like 26 around here. I bought off this daily support, then it starts going up and up and up, and I sold it before, like just before 40. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna take my profit. Next thing you know, it hit like 73. Oh my word. So that creates a little bit of FOMO. Let's look at the indices. I was able to catch a nice short on YM. I think I shorted below this 5-minute bar. I just took it off at around the 200s here. All right, here we are over on the desktop. Let's do a little trade recap. And hey, we are green on the month so far. And we were green a little more. We had a little tilt day yesterday. And so I want to explain, these are the stats for 150K eval that I've been trading with Apex. And recently on my last call with my mentor, or during our last lesson, he recommended that if I'm going to trade micros, it would make more sense to buy a straight to funded 50K Tradeify account. Because when I trade micros, I never blow these Apex evals. And if I make 3K on the Apex eval, well then we got to make a couple thousand more to get a payout. But if I make 3K on the Tradeify eval, we can take out up to like $2,000. So I went ahead and bought a Tradeify account. I haven't taken any trades on it yet, but I do have that account. It's a Trade-O-Vate account. And so here I was trading micros. Now this week I've started to trade minis on the Apex eval because I kind of just want to either pass it or just get rid of it, you know, so that I can focus on the Tradeify account. So rather than clicking through all of these trades, I might just bring up the screenshots. So on the 10th here, yeah, I took 3 trades. The first one, so it was a pretty nice long on ES here. Right off the open, we came down to a key level plus the VWAP. I just don't have it showing on this chart. And I went long after this 5-minute hammer candle, and I let it play out. We got to move up. I took one off at the high, and then I took the other one off here. Let me just see how many points that was. Okay, so Here's the trade. It was about 10 points or so. And the next trade, this was a break even on RTY. I sold short below this 5-minute bear bar here. Started to work out a little bit, but I did not like the follow through after that bar, so I got out around break even. Then on YM, this was a 15-minute sell. Sold below this bar here. Again, didn't really get a whole lot of aggressive selling, so I scaled out for a small win on that trade. Then after that, on the 11th, I got a really nice entry here. Now I think I only traded 2 micros on this setup, but this was a really nice 5-minute potential higher low on ES. Very strong bull bar closing on the high, entered right there, and I held this all the way up to the next level. I think I got like 15 points or so. Let's actually look at it. Okay, 14 points with only two micros. Very small risk, about a 2R trade, not bad. And on the 12th, took no trades. On the 13th, we had a small red day. Yeah, this was a rushed FOMO entry. I was trying to play this little higher low on RTY, and as soon as I got above the opening print, I went long there, and I bought above a bear bar, which I believe is part of the reason why this didn't work. Not a very clean setup there. Then on the same day, I traded this potential lower high on YM. I sold short below this 5-minute bar, and I got out above the high of this bar for a small loss. Very well controlled losses there. And on the 14th, took a couple trades. The first one on NQ here, just going for the bounce off the opening print. I think this trade ended up being about break even, maybe a really small win. So I went long here, added above that bar, took one off up here at the pre-market high, and then I took off the other one just down here. Let's actually see. On the 14th, took a handful of trades. Yeah, very small win there. Took 2 small losses on the MES, and then I took a better trade. But the thing is, I traded minis on that one, so it could have ended up being a blow-up day. Yeah, I took a small loss here on RTY. Then I started to kind of overtrade ES here. I like this potential higher low. I bought above that 5-minute bull bar, stopped out, and I bought again above this bar. Then I stopped out again near the opening print. But what I didn't realize was the ES wanted to pull back and double bottom at the opening print here, which is what it did. So then on the next trade, this is where I went long on the ES, and I just caught a few points, but it was with minis, so I made back all the losses, but still not a good trade. I would not trade minis on an actual funded account. And then yeah, that was last week. Now this week I've taken a small handful of trades as well. Let's see, week 8, yeah. Starting things off on RTY, we had a nice 1-to-1 scalp here. Double bottom off the opening print, bought above this 5-minute bar, and this clearly went higher. It went much higher than a 1-to-1, a more reasonable target. It probably would have been the pre-market high here, and I was thinking about targeting that area, but the thing was, the first like 8 or 9 bars of the day on the 5-minute were just so choppy. I'm like, okay, maybe if we just get a move back up into the high of day here, that will be a decent little scalp. But RTY ended up wanting to go much higher, which is okay. The next trade, oh yeah, so this was on the bad red day we had. It was a little bit frustrating because I almost end of the day at break even, but let me just explain what happened. So RTY was showing a little bit of strength. We were trying to get above this trend line here and put in a higher low, so I took an entry here, but we really were not breaking above a bull bar, so this entry didn't really make much sense. I got stopped out. Now the second entry, I was buying above a 5-minute bull bar, so it made more sense. It started to work out, and I had my target just up here, like at the 90s, and we unfortunately just could not put in another higher low and get another leg up, so I got stopped out on that trade as well. This YM trade, very, very frustrating trade here because we came up, rejected this trend line and the opening print, got a short here. I could have gotten it earlier below here, but I ended up going short here. It was kind of starting to work out, and I believe Trump was talking around this time, and I think he said something about tariffs again, and the YM and ES and NQ shoot straight up, hit my stop like perfectly, and then the market goes straight down to where I thought it was going to go, and I believe we did end up making a new lower day as well. Very frustrating couple of trades there, but you know, that happens sometimes. And I was trading minis too, so I ended up giving back most of the profit I had on that account. We took a handful of trades today. Yeah, I took 3 trades on the NQ while I was trading micros on the on the NQ because I was thinking about scaling in. And then I traded a mini on YM that ended up being a very nice winner. So that made up for the losses. But yeah, on NQ, I had a ton of FOMO on this move down. So I was hoping for a better entry bar off the opening print here. Like I was thinking about shorting here, but I closed all the way down here and I was not expecting a massive drop like this. So didn't catch any of the short down here. On the pullback, I placed a limit order here. I got filled to the tick and I stopped out here. Then I tried to short here. I got stopped out here. And so my mistake here was I didn't wait for price to break below a 5-minute bear bar. But here, of course, that traded perfectly. And I believe Rake Trades entered here like perfectly. So I was listening to him in the Discord today. I took the 15-minute sell. Now the 15-minute sell is actually very nice. This is the 5-minute chart, so I'm going to bring up the 15-minute. Yeah, so as we retested this level, the 50-minute closed very bearish, and I sold short below that bar, right around here. And I had my target at, like, right at low a day. So I'm like, okay, if we make a new low a day, I'll just get out of the trade. And, you know, it started to work out in my favor. I was up a decent amount of points. But then when we broke above this 5-minute bar here, I was like, okay, I don't really think it's worth it to keep holding a short in case we're putting in a higher low and we might want to go all the way back up. So I cut it at break even. And that did end up being the right decision here because we did not get more downside continuation for the rest of the day. And so yeah, the YM trade was a lot cleaner. YM was by far the weakest indice. That and RTY also made a very, very nice move down. So we had the aggressive move down. We had a little bit of a pullback. And just like Al Brooks says, after a big aggressive move down, the first reversal attempt usually fails. And so I went short below this 5-minute signal bar here, right at the 291s. So I was short here, stop above here, and I was targeting the 200s. And right here, I got a little bit nervous. We were starting to double bottom and potentially go back up, but that bar ended up closing on its low, and then we had a pretty nice bear bar after that, and my take profit got hit at the 205. So yeah, so those are the trades I've recently taken. I think my entries have gotten a lot better in the past few months. And yeah, just after studying Al Brooks' course and especially Rake Trades Mastermind and taking some more lessons from my mentor, I think I'm starting to understand price action a lot better. So I can tell I'm going to do much, much better this year. And I know I've said this before, but I think ditching the 2-minute time frame and focusing on taking my entries on the 5-minute and the 15-minute, that has really helped me a lot. The 2-minute was absolutely killing me last year. I think paying attention to, you know, higher time frames as well, I think that's definitely helping me. Because, you know, before I would say, oh, yeah, I look at higher time frames. I do a top-down analysis. I glance at the daily chart and the 4-hour before the market opens. But I really wasn't using those time frames when I was actually taking entries. You know, Rake Trades teaches multi-time frame analysis, getting conviction on those higher time frames when you're entering trades. So, yeah, those were my recent trades. Good morning, guys. I'm just going to be on the charts for a little bit this morning. I unfortunately cannot trade New York session because I have to go back to the orthodontist and they need to fix one of my braces that came loose. And then I have to go to work after that. So if we find a pre-market trade, then I'll take something, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Look at this divergence. The YM is making new lows from yesterday, and this is NQ, and it's up like at the highs of yesterday. That's very interesting. Alright guys, I'm at work now. I did not end up trading this morning. I had a much more hectic morning than I thought. First I went to the orthodontist to get my brace fixed, and then I noticed that when I was sitting at a stoplight in my car, I could smell gas, which is usually not a good sign. And wait a second, I think we're doing our stand-up meeting now. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, so as I was saying, my car had like a small gas leak, and I'm like, okay, I can't drive this to work. So I brought it to the shop, and I ended up taking my dad's car to work. So I didn't have any time to trade at all. It looks like I missed a pretty good downside day. There were definitely some good opportunities to scalp shorts. But you know, this was a short week because the markets were closed on Monday. So let's head inside. All loaded up. Here we go. done with my route. I did get a call from the shop earlier today. My car is done. They said the fuel line was leaking, so gas was spilling everywhere. Probably wasn't safe that I drove it to the orthodontist this morning. And it was only like $200 to fix it, so I'll see you guys back at home. Alright, I'm back at home. And man, the markets got absolutely crushed today. This is not the type of day you want to miss. So many good scalp shorts. The YM, aggressive trend down day. RTY, yep, also got crushed. How's Rivian doing? Okay, well, Rivian at least held up. So anyway, that brings us to the end of the video. I'm going to wrap it up so I can start editing and get it out by tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed the trade recap as well as the clips I got at work. And yeah, I'm glad I could kind of explain, you know, just the whole situation with like my teeth and stuff. I hope you guys can understand. And I know I said that I kind of felt like quitting YouTube because of this. But I mean, come on, man, I'm not going anywhere. I've got loyal viewers. I just want to see the content. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'm going to continue to grind very hard for the next year. And hopefully this will be the year I start to turn the corner, man. I've been at this for a while, and I think it's time to see some better results. Just got to stay patient. So that's it for today. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.